What's up, everybody? This is DJ Lyon Head, and this is the Support Cha Boi Podcast. Now, we got a guest that we had before, and we brought it back, you guys. If you guys seen my previous live, you probably already heard that, hey, I'm going to be talking to you real soon. Well, that real soon is now. The one, the only of Bay Area's eyes. Yeah.
Hello, hi everyone.
Yeah. So, the first question I always like to ask is, how did you come up with your name?
Oh, so that's pretty deep, getting right into it. But the short version is I wandered away from my mom. Well, I had already been looking for a name, but I knew that the brat was taken. The brat, that's one of the coolest names, and it's clever.
Yeah.
Too, especially for a young girl. That is one of the best names ever. And every name I kept coming up with, somebody had. And not only did they have it, they were literally on my wall. Yeah, but it came to me, and I was at the store, at a drugstore with my mom, and I wandered off into the magazine section, and I picked up a teen magazine, full of artists, and there was an artist in that magazine named No Words, and I said, oh my God, and I started getting tingles and chills, and I said, that's my name is Eyes, because you don't need no words to know me, all you have to do is look at my eyes.
Yeah.
Those chills and all that, I had flashbacks and everything, and I knew that was my name, especially because the way he was posing. Now that I have a lot of experience in the entertainment industry, I do realize that was just probably the best picture that they had. I mean, he was a very little boy. He wasn't 7 or 8. That little boy had to have been like 5. He was just, but to me, it looked more artistic. It looked like he was just looking down or whatever, and it looked mysterious.
Right.
I mean, to me, it looked mysterious, but now that I'm experienced, sometimes that's the only picture you have, or the only picture that came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so sometimes that's what happens. But, to me, it looked more artistically chosen.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a nice name. I like it.
Thank you.
And it's really, it's original, especially the way you spell it, I think. And because I think people have songs called Eyes, but they don't have any names of a person that just named Eyes.
Yeah, it's very annoying that a lot of people have songs named Eyes, because you Google Eyes and it's someone's song.
Yeah, every time. But you don't get much of the artist being named Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so one question I wanted to ask you, because I never was able to ask you in the first episode when you were on, are you from Oakland or another city?
Pretty much. I'm from Oakland, but a lot of times I just say the Bay Area, because I was born in Vallejo. Okay. But my family was in Oakland when my mom and dad lived in Vallejo, and I didn't live in Vallejo that long. Okay. I lived, and even when I did live there, I was always in Oakland.
Okay.
With my other family. So, but when we did move to Oakland, for the most part, it was North Oakland and East Oakland that I lived in. Okay. I never really lived in West Oakland or, I never really lived in West Oakland, just North Oakland, Emeryville, and East Oakland, and also Sobrani Park, which is East Oakland, but it's so close to San Leandro. Yeah, it is. Too, so.
Yeah, it is. So do you feel that, let me first let the people know who don't know. Eyes is not only a pop song artist, she was also a songwriter, of course, and a pianist. Is that correct?
Yes.
So she can play the piano insanely well.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So you have a real all-around artist here, a recording artist, a singer, songwriter, pianist. Man, do you feel that there are not enough people who actually can play music in the pop music genre today?
Once again, that's hard to say, because just because an artist is out there playing an instrument doesn't mean they wrote it.
Right.
A lot of see, when you're a musician, like, and you do it like that. See, here's the thing, and I'm really grateful for this, because I'm grateful that I do create my own music, because recently, like, there were some things going on with, like, royalties, and it was like, I never had this problem before.
Right.
Because I write and produce my own music. So I've never had to do splits. Right. I've never had to do any of this other stuff.
Yeah.
And if I did, don't you know, none of that money, it's hard to get the money to begin with. Yeah, so what do you look like splitting it with everybody?
Yeah, especially today. I'm pretty sure you heard about all of the Spotify situation and the royalties and that nature. So it's a lot harder for artists to get paid these days, like the way they used to. Focusing on more on the on being an artist. Maybe you can help me with something. I always like ask people this. I go through a little issue when it comes to songwriting, because of course I write songs too. Maybe not as well as eyes, but I write songs too. But I'm having issues, and maybe you can help me with this one. Okay. What is eyes cure for writer's block?
Sometimes you just write a stupid song. One time I forced a song out and it really wasn't that good. But I took elements of that song and used it in one of my best songs I ever did.
Oh. So how do you, when you start going through writer's block, what gets you out of it?
What I just told you, I wrote a dumb song.
Oh, just write something.
Just write some. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be stupid. Sometimes you could just force something out, and of course that you don't want to. You probably wouldn't release that or anything like that. Right. But what it can do is it can put some type of body together, and then one day when you are motivated or you are inspired, you can take little elements of that will come into your next song, and it'll flow really easy, because it's almost like you put the groundwork down. That's just something that I did one time, and I did that when I was like 15. No, maybe 16. When I was 16, because when I was 16, I was going through so much years before that, and I feel like when I was 16, 15, and 15 and 16, like going on 16, I finally had time to just get it all out.
Yeah. Well, also, what people may not know, that you're also a pretty darn good event planner for doing shows. They may not know that I've actually DJed several of her shows. She does a really good job. Let me ask you this question, because I've done it also. What was the what do you think is the most hardest part on putting together a show / event?
All of it. I don't really put shows. When I do put shows together, which I'm planning one now, it's an artist showcase. Yeah. When I do put shows together, I'm not putting them together. The initial inspiration isn't to make money, it's for people to come see me perform.
Yeah.
I guess you could say what I planned was, like, I had a meet and greet tour, and that turned out to be so successful to me. Yeah. I don't know what success looks like to everybody else, but for me, on my very first meet and greet, a fan came all the way from LA, and I was like, I mean, the first one was obviously the best one, but all of my meet and greets during that tour was I mean, it was wonderful. Each one was different, but the fact that the very first one, someone came on, like, they literally came all that way just to say hi. Like,
that's dope.
Yeah, so like, yeah, so I really liked the last one I did. The last one, it didn't have the same kind of spark, but I got footage, of course, some nice footage. I mean, I brought a cake, which, I mean, that cake, I've been wanting to eat a cake like that for so long, and I got to buy it and share it with everyone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and you know, there was a piano at the venue. Like most of the venues back then had a piano.
Yeah.
And you know, I want to do it again. Yeah. I want to do it again. I don't know how it's going to be done, but just so you know, I am planning like a bi-weekly showcase in the East Bay. Everything isn't done yet, so but I want it to be somewhere within the Berkeley, San Pablo area.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good area. That's a good area to do that.
Yeah. So I want to do that. Now, what was the question? I hope I answered it.
You know, I almost forgot now.
Okay, well, I hope because I was gonna go on, but like,
no, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
So, the fact that you had mentioned about the venues, I'm starting to feel that we're running out of venues here in Sacramento. Is it the same thing you started to feel the same way in the Bay Area? That you feel like you just places to perform are starting to either close down or not do shows as much as they used to?
Not that they're closing down. They want to try a new way of doing shows, and that's so annoying. Because the new way is just a new expensive way to do it. And it's like you really think that your community is dumb. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that anyone's mad at you making money. It's not that. It's like you're being ridiculous. You know, you can't changing the landscape of how certain things are done. That you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Like,
because you know what I mean? You need the people, you need the performers to say you have live music. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's like if you keep playing these games, no one's gonna want to play at your venue.
Right.
And the ones who do play, they're going to be suckers, and they're going to be from out of town.
Yep.
And then, you know, they're not. People will figure out that you're being shady, but that's a little different. Like for me, I want this particular venue because right before the shutdown, we were getting started, and then they had that shutdown, and then they weren't receiving our emails. So. But now they did, and I hope this one, I'm talking about a different venue that I really want to work with. Hi, Max.
Hey.
I'm sorry I interrupted. One of my supporters is Max. Thank you for tuning in today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You know, I just wanted to give my guy a shout out. But yeah. Yeah, so they're definitely trying to change the way things, and then also too, there are venues that really want to work with you, but in my case, they want a particular show that I do, and it's not appropriate. And that's another thing too, like sometimes you have to say no. I would say as an artist, but I'll say this as an artist who sometimes put together their own shows. Some venues are just not okay for what I'm doing. Right. And it's like, you expect me to pay you, but you don't have a stage, you don't have mics or amps set up, and you don't have wheelchair access, etc. So it's almost like we're wasting everybody's time, and you want me to pay you to waste my time. So it's like, you know, I told, like, with all of these venues, I tell them, you know, maybe not for this show. but I definitely will be doing it, And I'd like to say thank you to Cut It Up Entertainment, because they have lock and key on venues, and they just opened up a new venue.
Oh,
so
nice.
yes, and I will be performing there tomorrow. What is it? Yeah, tomorrow in Fremont, California.
Tell me when they're ready to give me information.
Yeah, Glen Miller Drive. The flyer is on my Instagram page. There's going to be a magazine museum. Because this ladies' night is going to be all women, so it's hip hop magazines of women who are on the covers of these hip hop magazines, and they're gonna be there. So it's actually very interesting, and you all should come, simply just to see the exhibit that's gonna be there.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah.
See, when it comes to venues, what I've been recently dealing with is as soon as you notify them that you were doing local hip hop music, it's like, nah. Most of the venues I'm trying different venues, I'm in search for a new venue because I'm planning a different show. What I would do in order to get shows here in Sacramento, I would do something I kind of call it a Trojan horse situation. I would say, oh, it's an R&B show. Like, oh, R&B show, okay, yeah. Here's this. They would have some hip hop in there too, right? Now, the truth is, it's pretty much half and half. But I kind of use the R&B, as kind of like as the poster for them to get the venue. Once I got in there, there'll be hip hop like I mentioned before. And it's gonna be more hip hop than R&B. But once they started to notice that the show was going good, there's no issues, no fights, and things like that, then everything else is good to go. I'm finding that it's becoming more difficult for me to book more shows in Sacramento. Now, if anybody has any kind of anybody in the Sacramento area has any kind of information where I can book something, holler at me at another time. So, guys, I want to play a game with you here.
Okay.
And this one is called What's Your Preference? Basically, when it comes to eyes performing on stage and your writing process. These are basically questions on what is your preference. Okay? So you basically choose whether it's going to be this choice or that choice when it comes to your preferences and when you perform. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, question number 1. When you're on stage, what's your preference? Wireless mics or corded mics?
Normally it would be wireless, because I used to sing and dance. I'm dancing less, so
corded microphone. Yeah. That's nice. Not only that, I also feel that the corded mics have a stronger bass. That's just my preference, though. Yeah,
and then the wireless mics go out. Sometimes I use 3 different mics. I use one with a stand, because I sing and play. So, and then I use another one for standing and singing, and I use the wireless for when I do my more up-tempo songs. But yeah, okay, I guess you can say the corded mic.
Okay. So this next question is more about your writing process, okay?
Okay.
When you write your songs, what's your preference? If you had to write a whole song, 16 bars or 12?
I don't go by bars.
Oh.
So I guess I'll say 16 for now. But since you put that in there, that makes me want to pick 12.
Yeah.
But I don't write like that.
Okay.
I go straight from here. Your heart doesn't always go. Your heart can't count every single thing all the time. Oh. Sometimes your heart, just like I tried to do a song in 5/4, and this guy couldn't count to 5. Like, I just am so over that guy. Like, you call yourself a producer, but all your songs are in 4/4. When some of the most famous songs are known for being in 5/4,
yeah,
and it's like you can't count to 5, and we're ending up writing a song in 4/4. So I just wasted 4 hours of studio time because you can't count. So if he couldn't do it just automatically in 5/4, just think how if I just wanted to write without any tempo and just see how it and just flow, imagine how bad it would have turned out because he couldn't even do something structured. And
basically, he was trying to structure into 4/4, and he just should let you just flow it out. And he would have
that too, but because he couldn't do that, I said, well, let's do something in 5/4, and he still couldn't do that either. So I shouldn't have. Never mind. Never mind.
Again, next one. This is a funny one. Okay, when you're on stage, what's your preference? To see in the front row, male groupies or super fans?
I gotta go with the super fans.
So you don't want no guys like, hey girl, come here, get your number. Let me get your number. Like a bunch of guys doing that.
Annoying because they do all of that. No, in my experience, they do all of that, but they don't never do it while I'm performing. They don't never do it in the appropriate time. So like, but they want to hide. Like I remember one time I had a show and I went in the back. It was just all dudes. They were asking me for my number, and I tried to give one my Instagram. He's like, I don't do that. I want your number. Like, it was just really too much. But none of those guys, I said maybe, but none of those guys came to watch me perform. Therefore, none of them got my number.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're done with that segment there. Here's a question I wanted to ask you. Can you walk us through your creative process when you start feeling like you're creating something, right? And you're like, okay, I feel like I gotta do a song. Or, what's your process? Is it more? What inspires you to want to write? Is it?
See, that's the thing. I think the answer to that is changing right now because it's like I'm so blessed to be able to write. From my heart. But right now, I just need the opportunity to actually do it in an appropriate setting. I can't work with producers or audio engineers that can't count. I can't do it just at some regular studio where, or some sketchy studio where you're going to try to steal all my work.
Man.
I can't do it at an overpriced studio where it's just ideas right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a couple of studios where I felt like, okay, this is the place where my music is housed, but it's that basic level of trust. I just haven't been able to find it, and it's been a long time. That's why it's taking so long for some of my music to come out. That's not the only reason, but partially. So
yeah. So it's kind of hard, I understand, to find somebody who has the music intelligence that maybe you're at when it comes to formatting a song. Because most of us, either beat makers or producers, we're at a certain level and making a song, but there are some who are just not open to learn more. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean? Okay, you may be able to offer them some way more as far as knowledge, something that they didn't know, and they're like, nah, let's just do it my way because it's get it done easier. You gotta listen to the artist. If they know, if you can tell that person to know something you don't, open your ears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's another thing. An artist should never feel like they have to compete or like go tit for tat or toe to toe with an engineer, an audio engineer. I produce my own music, but I like audio engineers that have experience producing, because you can say you're an audio engineer, but you have to have experience, actually doing some music, so what I'm communicating with you. Some things I just don't know the technical terms with audio engineering, but I know how to say it in music. So, so yeah.
Okay. So looking ahead, what are your aspirations, both musically and personally, for the next few years?
I really would like to release an album.
Ooh.
And I would more than just like to release the album. I want the whole process. I want to tour and promote it and perform like on tour with it.
Yeah.
Autograph signings, meet and greets, those types of things.
How many songs would you like?
Probably 12.
Ooh, nice. 12? Yeah, 12 songs would be
Probably
good.
12. Like, but I think there's a requirement. Is there a requirement on how many songs you need now?
No, I mean, usually when I would say when it comes to R&B, it's different. You can do up to 12, no problem. Most of the people, what they're doing as far as they're making like EPs. They'll say, for example, if you had 12, then you can do. This is one technique I had one of my friend artists do. He made 12 songs and he put 6 songs out as an EP. So that took care of the entire summer towards the winter. And then the new year came, he had those other 6 songs as another EP. So that way he can stay more relevant. That's what he feels. But he is a rapper, not an R&B singer.
Yeah.
It's totally different from hip hop to R&B. So 12 would be fine. 12 would be fine.
Yeah.
Let me ask you another question too. Would you ever write songs for people?
Yes.
For people?
I have.
You done it?
And that person didn't pay me. His name was iRock, and I think he had a band, and he was actually in Richmond. Yeah, man, pay me. I told him I'd do it for $100, and that's it. And that wasn't good enough.
Pay her, iRock.
Yeah, dude, like,
yeah.
I still wrote the song. I don't care what you did with it. I did it for $100. It's just the person in between was the one who was shady, but that's not really my fault,
right.
you know. So, but I still did the work, so I should still be compensated $100 because that was how much I was charging.
Another question: are you open for collaborations, like doing choruses, like hooks for people?
I was not anymore. Not anymore. No offense, like it's just that I've had, right now I need to find a good quality audio engineer. Yeah. Until I can find a good quality audio engineer that I trust and that I can bounce ideas off of. Like, when I say bounce ideas off of, that doesn't mean that I'm not the one in control.
Right.
Like, sometimes I try things out, but I have to have an audio engineer that can catch it, and I have to feel comfortable at the studio. Like, some studios, when I first started recording, I used to not like people being in the studio with me, and I remember, because I started recording really young, like I wasn't an adult, and I remember I asked someone to leave, and I really rubbed that man the wrong way, but I think that I probably could have been more gentler, because I think I was giving him signals like to leave, but he wasn't picking up, so it's like, can you leave please? I don't like it when people, but I think I'm more comfortable with that now. For the most part, if somebody's not finished and I come in, you ain't gotta rush.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta rush. It's cool. 10 minutes.
It's okay if you're an artist who prefer to be alone when you do your work.
Yeah.
Don't feel that, you're being mean. You were trying to do the best for the work that you're putting in. And that should be recognized. If I was there, like, I'm sitting in the studio, I'm going live and all that stuff like that, and you're like, could you outside please? No offense, but could you I don't understand. You know what I mean? Because it's a certain way that you record, and I feel way to feel comfortable. And I noticed that too. I think feeling comfortable in the studio is one of the biggest things to bring a customer back. And it's not always you. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Especially some producers or engineers feel that, if I have a lavish couch, I got crazy lighting, you know what I mean, and I got all this, futuristic looking stuff, that's all she needs to feel comfortable. No.
Well, you still have to be professional. There was one studio, like, as I was leaving that studio, I could tell that they thought I was doing too much, because the thing is, too, if you start off a certain way, you can't start going down here. Like, they always used to bring me water. Yeah. Like, they never wanted me to go in the back to get it. Yeah. And the last time one of the last time I was there, I asked him for a cup of water, and he brought me a cup. And then he looked at me like, "You can go get the water." Like, no, he didn't look at me. He actually told me, "You can go get the water yourself." Like, I'll say this: I'm not making excuses. And this is why I don't do this. Everybody in the studio. There's 4 other people in the studio. Yeah. His mind probably was not right. Okay, he had all these people, and they're paying him to audio engineer, but they're sitting up here drinking alcohol, which I don't do. Right. And all I wanted was a glass of water, but he told me to get the water myself. Oh man! But, I just have to find the right studio, and then and it doesn't. And the thing is, when it comes to finding a good studio, it doesn't really matter where you're at. Right. It doesn't have to be in LA, it doesn't have to be in Oakland, or it doesn't have to be in Nashville or New York. It has to be in a studio where you're comfortable with the people that you want to work with. And because I play the piano, it has to have a piano that sounds good. And it's to the point where people want to charge extra just to use a piano, when it's like, your studio should have a piano in it already. Like, that's what studios do. Like, you thought we was just gonna record like just one SM57 and that's it? No, like you know what I'm saying? One short mic. No, you're supposed to have instruments in your studio. You're supposed to do all of that. And I get it. It's hard out here. Like, but a lot of times people donate pianos. Ooh. I'm back.
There she goes.
I'm so sorry. My phone started falling. It's probably because I was talking too much. I'll calm down. I guess what's happening is I'm really frustrated because I need to find a studio. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. This is more of another game we have here. And this game is called Dream Collab, Wow Collab. Let's just say your song Sugar blows up way bigger than you expected. You know what I'm saying? So basically, let's say way bigger than you expected, to the point where people are playing out in the U.S. all around the world. They're making TikToks, going crazy. You know what I mean? Some brought your song Sugar to the point they had to play on the radio. And then we get to the point where major artists like this song so much, they say, "Hey, I want to do a remix with you, Eyes." So let's just say that these are major artists. For example, there would be dream collaborations. As far as 2 people who would be a dream collaboration, you choose which one you would go with. They're going to contact you by email. So they go ahead and Facebook you, and they find your email, and they email you and say, "Hey, I don't want to be on your song," you know what I mean? And then of course you have the wild ones, and then you gotta let you know which one you would go with, okay?
Yeah.
So the first email, they're like, "Hey, I really love your song Sugar. I think I could put something on it, and maybe harmonize with you. I think I would do something really nice with you." And that person is Erykah Badu. Okay? That's the first choice. Second choice is like, "Hey girl, I would love to, put a remix on that song, make it more of a pop, kind of a dance kind of a thing, if we can do that with the song Sugar." And this person is Beyonce. Which one would you go with? Which email would you answer?
Erykah.
You want to collaborate?
Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu. Okay.
Yes. Once again, Erykah Badu has an authenticity about her. Yeah. If she were to say that, I'm like, "You like my song?" Like, I
What can
wouldn't ask
happen?
her, what about my song do you like? I would just, in my head, I was like, what is she actually seeing this? Like, you know? But
Yeah,
I mean,
but we put this in manifestation. We said put it on the world that this is going to happen. She's going to one day hear this song, and she's going to want to get on there and do a remix to it.
Yeah, you know, if she wanted to do her own, no, to it, yeah, we can do that. I know she can rap. She's like, right? She was rapping in one of her videos too. So, but anyway, she's very talented. She's got the creative runs. Like, I mean, she has her own authenticity to her, and that would be, I would be very shocked.
Let's go with some real wild collaboration this time. These are artists you did not expect, but they emailed you and they want to do a remix of this song, Sugar. Okay? So you can email, you're like, hey, I would love to do a remix of this song. Girl, I got something for it. I wanna be on the show bad. And this person is Jennifer Lopez. Your sign says it all.
So it's just her?
No, we got another one. So you get a second email. And the second email is that, hey, I love this song. I want to work with you on this one. And I think I can really do something with it. It's going to be a kind of a remix, and I think I can make it real nice. But I also want to do it to a rap song, if you don't mind. And this person is Sexy Red.
I would probably go with J-Lo. I would go with J-Lo because she's more experienced with pop music.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and with Sugar, it's not meant, because I know Sexy Red is all about being very empowered with her sexuality. Right. And this song is I wouldn't want any mentions of sex in it because it's not sexual. You know, the song. No. The song. I mean, you can take it to me that, but I mean, it's not about that. It's about. It's about someone who is falling in love, who is in love with me, but they're pretending like they don't see me.
It's the subtleties, you know.
Yeah. So I think J-Lo has more experience with pop songs. I think. When it comes to emoting lyrics, I think she's more comfortable emoting Spanish lyrics.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I want to thank you, Iris, for coming to the podcast. And you have a great night out there, girl.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.